with either turbans or the soft, round-topped berets that were known as pacols. Rafik had a velvet waistcoat which might have been green and gold when his grandfather wore it, but was now threadbare and faded. It was impossible to tell their age. They could have been 20. They could have been 50. They hardly seemed to belong in the modern world. And what did they think of him, he wondered. He had seen their astonishment when he had climbed out of the helicopter, and as they travelled together towards the mountains, they had kept glancing at him, as if they still couldn't believe he was there. He couldn't have looked more different to them. He was half their size, fair-haired, European. He was wearing a black combat suit with hiking boots and a backpack. It was unfortunate that horse riding was one of the few outdoor activities that he had never fully mastered. They had given him a sleek Egyptian black colt with a white blaze on its chest, but he was barely able to control it, bouncing along helplessly. He was very glad to dismount for a rest. The lower parts of his body felt like they'd been mangled. "English boy!" It was Faisal, the second in command, who had spoken. Alex didn't like him. He had an ugly, crooked smile, and a cataract had turned one of his eyes a milky white. Alex looked up. "You living in London?" Alex nodded. He didn't want to pass on any information, but there was no point denying it. "Big Ben! The Queen! Chelsea football!" Faisal roared with laughter, as if he had said something hilarious. Rafik muttered something in Farsi, but Faisal snapped back angrily, then turned to Alex once again. "Why you come here?" he demanded. Alex shrugged. "There's no school at the moment," he said, "and I didn't know what else to do." Faisal had only half understood and frowned. "You go to Falcon's Edge?" he said. A gust of wind tugged at the flames, and Faisal's face seemed to become distorted. The other men were waiting to hear what Alex said. Even Rafik was gazing at him intently. Once again, Alex didn't want to reply, but they knew anyway. They had been paid to take him there. "Yes," he said simply. "Why?" Alex ignored him, but then another of the men spoke. His name was Usman. As well as a rifle strapped across his shoulders, he had an ornate dagger with a curved blade hanging from his waist. "You no go there, English boy," he said. "You enter Falcon's Edge, you no come out." The others nodded in agreement. "Nice lamb," Alex said, holding up his food. "What's for pudding?" Falcon's Edge. Alex had never heard the name until a few days before. Suddenly he was 3,000 miles away, back home in Chelsea, relaxing in the comfort of his bedroom. The sun was shining. It was going to be a warm day. Alex had schoolwork to do, but no school. A large part of Brooklyn had burned down, and all the students had been sent home while the police investigated what had happened. Alex could have told them, of course. He had been there when the fire began. He was lucky he hadn't died in the flames. The doorbell rang. Alex waited for Jack Starbright to answer it, then remembered that she had gone out shopping. He swung himself off the bed and padded downstairs with no shoes on. This was the house that his uncle had bought. All his life, while Alex was growing up, Ian Ryder had pretended to be a banker, but it was only after his death that Alex had discovered the truth. He was a spy, working for the Special Operations Division of MI6. As Alex had unravelled all the lies, there had been a part of him that had wanted to sell the house, to move out of London, to start living a life that was actually real. In fact, the exact opposite had happened. MI6 had come for Alex, sucking him into their world, sending him on 2 missions, first to Cornwall and then to a private academy in the French Alps. He had been lucky to escape from Point Blanc. He had even been invited to his own funeral. He reached the front door and opened it. Who had he been expecting? The postman? Of course, it wasn't as easy as that. Mrs.